Today I'm featuring another new upcoming NFT game, this one featuring Samurai. Hello, Kamusta Ola, my name is Luke, where I help the krills of the world to play to earn and one day become whales. And yes, I do realize this sword probably isn't what a samurai would use, but that's the closest thing that I own, so give me a break. As I said in the intro, today we are featuring a game about samurais called Samurai Legends. This company already has a game out called Samurai Rising, but now they are going into the version 2 edition here eventually and calling it Samurai Legends. Now, just for the sake of full open honesty, someone that is helping market the game did reach out and ask if I could cover this game. But just so you guys know, I'm not here to shill any projects. I always tell people when they reach out, I'm going to tell my honest thoughts whether I like the game or not, so you better make sure I actually like the project. And just so you can gain even more confidence, hopefully, in my opinion here that it is honest, is that they actually reached out to me in their first edition, Samurai Rising, and I said, I don't know about this game. I think I'm just going to stick to Splinterlands. I don't know if I'm that interested. And then they reached back out and said, hey, we got a version 2 coming up soon. Is this more appealing to you? Is this something that you would actually think about playing and maybe bringing to your audience? So I essentially declined to do version 1, but now that they sent me their plan for version 2, this is the white paper, the pitch deck, I looked through it and I was like, okay, this is something that I think I could actually get behind. And so today we're going to walk through the white paper and show you guys what is coming up for Samurai Legends. So first of all, what is this game? Well, first it's going to have a free-to-play portion of the game, which is exciting, means that anyone can jump in and hopefully the player base grows, and a play-to-earn tactical strategy game that is based on a feudal Japan, which is kind of cool because it'll introduce maybe some new cultural aspects to me as a white American, which is something that I need to do more often. And if you don't know this, but I think play-to-earn games are actually even more popular in that side of the world, more so than even the United States audience of my channel is the Philippines. Just the Philippines alone has more viewers watching my channel. So a lot of these play-to-earn games are actually pretty big in some of the countries in that region. Samurai Legends, they're saying they're inspired by Age of Empires, Hearthstone, and Slay the Spire. Of course, all three games I love. I haven't played as much Age of Empires, but I used to be an OG Warcraft player, not World of Warcraft, Warcraft, which came before Age of Empires and is an RTS game. Hearthstone, of course, is one of the biggest card battler games out there online, and Slay the Spire is a lovely game that I used to play. I haven't played it in years, but I used to love this card battler, dungeon crawler, essentially, game. And so those three inspirations, if they can get anywhere close to any of these three games, would be pretty awesome. And of course, because it's a play-to-earn game, there are going to be NFTs, including the characters and the land. At the same time, though, they are going to have a free-to-play system. Of course, they're going to give lower rewards to that because, you know, they can't just give away free rewards to everyone. But apparently, they are promising and hopefully can commit through finding a balance to just reward a little bit to free-to-earn players. And over time, maybe they can actually get enough growth, as we say, to go from krill to whale if they put enough, as our friend Dwayne says, time and intention into this game. So the game is also going to have a 2-token system, which I love. They compare it to Axie Infinity or Star Atlas, or for my channel, a lot of you guys watch Splinterlands and play Splinterlands, and it's the same sort of thing, you know, SPS as the governance token and DEC as more of the play-to-earn mechanic. And so 2-token systems allows them to cap one of the tokens at a fixed rate and then have the other one as an inflationary thing that can hopefully sustain itself and continue to grow as the player base grows as well. So SMG is going to be the governance one that you can stake, you can buy special assets like land and limited edition NFTs. And then Koku is going to be the in-game rewards that you can use to build upgrades, customization, trades, all those different things. So not only do I like the tokenomics that I'm seeing so far, but they also have an interesting idea for staking. Now, in most games, just like Splinterlands, if you stake, you get less rewards as more people stake because the APR starts to go down. And as well, there's a fixed amount of staking tokens that can be earned and distributed, usually, you know, something like 3 to 5 years. Well, in Samurai Legends, I thought this was really interesting. They are staking, and each quarter, the staking amount is going to go down. So you're going to be earning less tokens as you stake each quarter. So the earlier you get in, the better as far as getting, you know, more tokens. But as the quarters go by and the crypto starts decreasing as the staking goes on, the NFTs are going to start dropping, and you can see it goes from a weekly valuable NFT to an additional one, and then at the end there's going to be a monthly legendary NFT drop. So that's cool. It makes it really interesting that even though the crypto token itself, the staking rewards, are going to decrease and shrink, the NFTs are going to allow it for motivation to keep on staking, keep on holding to this token, which hopefully, as you know, if a lot of people are holding onto a token, generally that means the price goes up. Of course, we're really early into this project, so it doesn't say how much we're going to need to stake to get all these NFTs. And, you know, for us who are krills, how much are we actually going to be able to get to see if we can get those NFTs? I don't know. Hopefully that information comes out later. Then, of course, they show the economy model for their 2 tokens, which I won't read everything here on it. But essentially, as I looked over it, I was like, okay, they actually have a plan to know how, is there going to be enough supply of these tokens, and is there going to be enough demand? Things like burning or getting rid of the token as it's used to make upgrades, things like that. Make sure that things aren't inflating too much over time for their Koku token. So things like that. It seems like they're learning from these other games and implementing good ideas and strategies for the economy. Now, as you can see, they have games already out, which I'll talk about in a little bit here. But you can see the Samurai Rising had already had 1.5 million PvP matches played and over 600 grand in in-game rewards distributed. So not a huge game, but already they have had some success, and they are still, I think, in my mind, a small project that has a lot of potential if things line up and things go well. You can also see that it's on the Binance Smart Chain, which I like because usually you get lower gas fees. There's already a lot of games on Binance Smart Chain. You can even use things like SPLINTERLAND. You can pull out DEC, put it on PancakeSwap, and then you can swap for BSC and potentially buy into other projects just like Samurai Legend. So to me, the fact that it's on Binance Smart Chain is also a plus, as long as there's not too many transactions in this game so that you don't have to pay too many gas fees. I think they'll handle that well, and that makes me pretty excited because I don't like having to pay all these gas fees all the time. So you can see this game doesn't have a full roadmap out, but it is coming out in increments from Q2 to Q4. So we still have a couple months until the fully fleshed out new game will be started, and then throughout the rest of the year we'll be continuing to implement some of these things like land, play for free, PvP, PvE, and other things that they want to add to this game. Now, everything on this list I can get behind. The 2 things that I'm a little bit hesitant about is that they are planning to have bets and gambles on battles and special events, and I think if gone wrong, that could maybe hurt the game. If done right, that can maybe bring more engagement. That's one of those things that I'd keep my eye out on. I just want to know, how is that going to work out? How do they flesh out that plan? And then as well, the top player, the Shogun, is going to set taxes for the entire metaverse and receive passive income. So that's good in the sense that it's going to encourage whales to put more money in the game. And if you don't know that, whales putting money into a game is what helps the krills actually play to earn. But as well, as we talk about these games, they have to have a balance between rewarding whales and us minnows or krills. So as long as that doesn't get too out of hand, that's okay with me. But again, it's just one of those interesting things. I'm like, we'll see how they implement that. They're going to have to strike a perfect balance, which is really hard to do. So you can see here on the left is the map of the metaverse. Here we are in Japan. There are different, the PvP area, different towns here. It'll be interesting to see how they implement that. And then here are what their NFTs are looking like right now. And honestly, they look fairly cool to me. It's not like one of those art styles that is like new and futuristic and you're like, oh, that's incredible. But it does look good. It does look clean. And for a game like this, I feel like it fits the vibe. Here is a view of the land, which is kind of cool. You can see it gives me that Age of Empire feel where you're going to be able to build up buildings, potentially go out for resources, travel over time. It's interesting to see the travel time here is 4 hours and 22 minutes. So that makes me think, is this more of an idle game that you kind of check throughout the day, or is this going to be, you can play this for hours at a time if you really want to. So that's something I'm going to be keeping my eye out on how this develops as well. Then over here you can see what some of the PvP combat is going to look like. It looks like you have different abilities for your heroes, cards to play, something like Slay to Spire or Axie Infinity. And so the art and stuff looks cool to me. It looks like there's different positions that you can put your team in for different strategies. So it looks like there's enough here where it's going to be some engaging gameplay if they continue to develop and do this right. Then they go through their own revenue streams, which is nice. We all like to talk about playing to earn and how do we make money, but the only way we make money if a project or a company makes money themselves and can grow and sustain itself. So yeah, it's important that they actually make some revenue. Then over here we can see the SMG tokenomics for the governance token, and it's not too crazy from anything else. You know, if you compare this to the SPS white paper, a lot of things are pretty similar. Maybe the team percentage is slightly higher. I think Splinterlands is like 9%, this is 12%. The vesting is 3 years for the team, which for me, I prefer 5, but I think 3 is fine, it's good enough. There's the seed sale, which is 10%, and then the play to earn is 45% over 5 years. So it should give enough motivation to play this game for years to come. Again, remember there is going to be 600 million of these SMG tokens, and they're going to inflate over time until they finally cap off over those 5 years. So something similar to Splinterlands, where I could see, you know, something like SPS inflates over time, so it's probably not going to have a high price until the utility is put in, and then as soon as we get to a larger percent where less tokens are being released, then the price, you know, depending on where the crypto market is, could spike up. Plus you have 5 years to earn and play to earn for this token, which is 45% of this token. So depending on how they make the play to earn mechanics as krills, if you can earn enough of these tokens over the next couple of years, then perhaps you're in a good position if the price does pump at some point. Then on this page, we can see the core team, and personally, I like seeing full names here so you can go research about them a little bit more, but they do give some details, and of course, each project gets to determine if they want to remain anonymous or not. And I don't know if there's other team members on here or not, because it says core team. I don't know if they're just not listing everybody on here, because it's still fairly a small team. I think eventually as they earn, maybe they can be like Splinterlands and bring on more people, especially if this is it. It would be nice to see some more developers so that they can get out some of the game mechanics quicker and quicker. So there you go, that's the white paper, and if you want to contact them and ask more questions, you can also do that. As I said earlier, they do have a current game called Samurai Rising out, which you can still play, I believe, until they release in Q2 Samurai Legends, the full game launch. And right now, as you earn, you're going to have to eventually migrate your tokens to the SMG, the new token we were talking about. These RSUN and INF were their old tokens. The current game isn't as cool as the white paper we were just looking at, in my personal opinion. It's more of a card battle with some strategy where each NFT has a different rating and a different element, so you try to play an element that beats other elements and has a higher rating, and that's how you win the battle. The nice thing is that you can play this game, and even if you win or lose, you're earning some token, and then you can earn and then convert that token to get ready for version 2 Samurai Legends. So we might be jumping into this game soon, more so that I can prepare for version 2. That's what I'm really excited about. Of course, as a krill investor helping out other krills, I asked them, hey, is there cheap entry points into this game? Is it going to be, you know, for the average person, are they going to be able to jump in and start playing? So they assured me yes. As we talked about earlier, there's free to earn models. There are scholarships already for this game and more to come from that. And if you want to start jumping into this game right now, you can see on their BNB marketplace, the cheapest one is 0.05 BNB, so about 20 bucks here. Or if you go for the token that they're getting rid of, it's 100K RSUN. Now, of course, 100K sounds like a lot of crypto, but you can see the price is very, very small, this super decimal, and it's only actually $3.28. Of course, those are for some of the weaker elements, so you might want to buy some stronger ones. However, they did tell me that if you buy one, it will autofill you with 4 others, so you don't actually have to buy 5 NFTs to start playing. Again, you'll probably lose, but even if you lose in this game, you earn a little bit compared to something like Splinterlands where you only earn if you win. So this might be a good time if you're excited about version 2, just to maybe dip your feet in as a krill into this water of Samurai Rising so that you can earn at least a little bit and be prepared for Samurai Legends. That's going to be the overview of Samurai Legends. Again, as I always say, I'm not the only one with a brain here though. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let's discuss this game more. Is it appeal to you at all? I think it's one of those games that it's a small project early enough that maybe as a krill we put in a little bit of money, and if it goes somewhere we could be sitting pretty. However, I think the most important thing, even though it has great tokenomics, great ideas out there, is the importance of, is this game going to be fun? So I'm excited to see how it plays out. It's looking good to me on paper, but when it's developed, that's going to be the key. So I'm excited for this project coming out in Q2, and we'll see what happens from there. That's it for now. Peace out, pa'alam, adios, and I will see you guys in future videos and streams. Have a great one.